The Veltar throne room was built to make everyone feel small. Tall pillars of black stone reached into the clouds, and the metal floor reflected the light like liquid fire. Queen Zixandra sat upon her throne, 8 feet tall, wrapped in black armor that shone like glass. Her claws tapped against the armrest in slow rhythm as she stared down at the tiny human who dared to walk across her hall. Dr. Marcus Chen looked nothing like the warriors who filled the room. He was short, wore simple brown robes, and carried a small bag over his shoulder. His boots were dusty, his hair messy. Around him, the Veltar guards tried not to laugh, their jaws twitching with cruel smiles. This was the creature their queen had allowed into her palace. A fragile little scholar. Marcus bowed politely. "Your Majesty," he said calmly, "thank you for allowing me to study the ancient ruins on your world." The queen leaned forward, her red eyes glowing. "You came all this way to dig in the dirt?" "Yes, Your Majesty," Marcus replied. "I study old civilizations and their art. The ruins on your world are some of the oldest we've ever found. I only wish to learn." The queen's advisor, General Kor, stepped forward. His massive shadow swallowed the human. "My queen, this creature wants to play in the mud. Let us send him away before he breaks." The guards laughed again, but Marcus did not flinch. He smiled politely. That calmness caught the queen's attention. Most aliens trembled in her presence. This one did not. "Tell me, human," she said, "what makes you think you can survive on our world?" "My people are warriors. We do not tolerate weakness." Marcus raised his head. "I understand, Your Majesty. My people believe in knowledge, not conquest. I do not fight, but I do learn. Sometimes learning builds bridges that war destroys." The queen tilted her head. "You think your soft hands can teach us?" "Not about war," Marcus said with a smile, "but perhaps about wisdom." Something shifted in the air. The laughter died down. The queen stood, towering over him. "By our laws, any guest who stays in this court must prove their worth. You will face one of my warriors." "I'm sorry, Your Majesty," Marcus said softly, "but my people do not fight. I would rather leave than cause harm." No one in the hall had ever heard such words. He refused combat. To them, that was shameful. Yet he stood there, calm and steady. Queen Zixandra studied him for a long time. "Very well," she said finally. "You may stay under my protection. Any who challenge you, challenge me." A quiet shock passed through the hall. The queen had just claimed this weak human as her own. Weeks passed. Marcus worked quietly at the ruins near the capital. Every day, he uncovered pieces of broken pottery, old tools, bits of metal. He treated each as treasure. The Veltar workers mocked him at first. "He studies broken cups," they whispered. But when he explained their meaning, even the hardest warriors listened. "The past," Marcus said one day, brushing dirt off a carved stone, "is the story of who we are. Your ancestors weren't only warriors, they were builders, mathematicians, dreamers." The queen visited often. At first, she came out of curiosity. Then, because she enjoyed hearing him speak. His voice was calm, his thoughts deep. She began to see her own history differently through his eyes. Whispers grew in the court. "The mighty queen spending time with a human?" Some called it weakness. Others called it fascination. General Kor warned her, "My queen, your enemies are watching. They see softness in your choices," but Zixandra silenced him. "That human has taught me more about strength than 1,000 soldiers," she said coldly. Months turned into years. And one day, something no one expected happened. The queen married him. The empire was shaken. A warrior queen joining with a fragile scholar. Nobles whispered that she had lost her mind. Generals muttered that the throne was tainted by weakness. Marcus remained quiet. He never argued, never raised his voice. He continued his research, smiling at every insult, but one man did not accept it. The queen's cousin, General Krathvar, a giant even among the Veltar, began gathering support. "How can our enemies fear us," he said, "when our queen marries a coward?" The seed of rebellion was planted. The breaking point came during the annual military review, a grand arena event where warriors showed their power before the throne. The crowd filled every seat, roaring as champions clashed in fire and steel. When the ceremony ended, Krathvar stepped into the arena and raised his claws. "My queen," he thundered, "our ancient laws demand that any royal consort prove their worth in combat." I challenge the human to the trial of claws. The arena went silent. Zixandra rose in fury. You dare? I dare defend our honor, Krathvar said. If he cannot fight, he cannot stand beside you. Every eye turned to Marcus. He stood calm as ever. I accept, he said simply. But by law, I am allowed 3 days to prepare. Laughter erupted. 3 days? For what, his funeral? Krathvar grinned. Granted. When the hall emptied, the queen turned to her husband in panic. You can't fight him. He will kill you! Marcus looked at her gently. If I hide behind you, your people will never respect either of us. What will you do? She whispered. I'll need access to your royal forge, he said, and 3 days of privacy. That night, strange sounds echoed from the forge. Hammering, sparks, metal folding upon metal. On the second night, curiosity broke the queen's patience. She entered the forge uninvited and froze. The man at the anvil was not her gentle husband. He moved with deadly precision. His arms struck the hammer with practiced rhythm. His eyes burned like steel. He was forging a weapon. The blade shimmered darkly, its surface rippling like flowing water. It was beautiful and terrifying. Zixandra whispered, Marcus, what are you? He looked up. For a heartbeat, she saw something ancient and dangerous in his gaze. Then he smiled. Someone who stopped pretending. She took a step back. You lied to me. I didn't tell you everything, he admitted quietly. I was a soldier once, Colonel Marcus Chen of the Earth Defense Forces. My mission was to observe your empire. The queen's blood ran cold. So our marriage, was it a mission too? At first, yes, Marcus said. But then I met you. What I feel for you is real. Why reveal this now? Because tomorrow, if I don't, you'll lose everything. I won't let that happen. He lifted the blade, curved and perfect. This is a katana, he said softly. An ancient weapon from my world. The design hasn't changed in 1,000 years. He moved into a fighting stance. In one breath, the gentle man vanished, replaced by a living weapon. His movements were fluid, deadly, silent. You've been living beside a soldier, my queen, Marcus said. And tomorrow your cousin will find out what that means. The arena overflowed with spectators. The air burned with excitement. Krathvar entered first, armored in black and gold, raising his claws to the roaring crowd. Then Marcus appeared. No armor, no shield, just white robes and a single curved sword. The laughter began again. Is this a joke? Someone shouted. He came to die in his pajamas. Marcus bowed to his opponent, then to his wife. The official raised his hand. Begin! Krathvar lunged. The sound of his claws cutting air echoed like thunder. But Marcus wasn't there. He moved faster than sight. A flash of silver, a whisper of air, and a thin red line appeared across Krathvar's arm. The crowd gasped. Again the general attacked, furious now. Again the human danced away, cutting, turning, flowing like water. Every strike was perfect. Every move was minimal. In less than a minute, the mighty Veltar general stood bleeding from a dozen shallow cuts. His armor hung in tatters. His claws trembled. Marcus's voice was calm. Do you yield? Krathvar fell to his knees. I yield. Silence filled the arena. Then Queen Zixandra stood and raised her voice. The trial of claws is ended. Marcus Chen has proven his right to stand as royal consort. Cheers erupted, shocked, confused, but filled with awe. No one would ever laugh at humanity again. In the days that followed, the story spread across the stars. Empires whispered of the human who defeated a Veltar warlord with nothing but a sword. The Zetherians canceled their war drills. The Kororan withdrew their fleets. Suddenly, the universe realized humans were not harmless, but inside the palace, peace returned. You changed everything, the queen told Marcus one evening. We changed it, he said. Because you believed in me, even when everyone laughed. And now? She asked softly. Will you keep watching us? Keep your secrets? He smiled. No more secrets. Only partnerships. In time, humans and Veltar worked together, sharing science, art, and defense. Joint fleets patrolled the borders, not for conquest, but for peace. The galaxy learned caution. Wars became rare. Respect replaced fear. and at the center of it all stood the quiet scholar and the dark queen, symbols of a new age. The age of underestimating humanity was over. The age of mutual respect had begun.